Probably should have took everything I needed out before I started filming. Can we talk about this? Because your girl is obsessed. Pat myself on the back, baby. Guys, the holiday season is here. It's coming. Actually, one holiday has already passed us. If you guys have a lot of events, parties, dinners, whatever the hell it is coming up that you guys want to look super glam for, I highly recommend this. I wanted to do something for myself that I knew was going to be super dope. I wanted to do green, some smoky, something just really pretty and really fun that wasn't like glitter overkill. You guys know, you know the vibe, right? But anyway, if you guys are brand new here, my name is Chylia and I do a lot of makeup, lifestyle, travel, all of the above. If you guys haven't already, make sure you go ahead and click that subscribe button, and of course click the bell so you guys get notified as soon as I post something brand new. Today I'm gonna be teaching you guys how I got this look step by step. So if you guys want to get glam for the holidays, keep watching. Obviously, if you guys saw the intro, which I'm assuming if you've made it this far, you did. You guys sort of know, well, you know where I'm sort of going with today's look. I'm actually really excited. I feel like, you know, the holiday season is really fun for like pretty glam. Like, it's like the one time for anybody who's not into wearing heavy makeup all year, aside from like your birthday. It's like the one time of year that you can like go ham sandwich. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm gonna be using my Carnival palette today. This is the Carnival 4, the Antidote one. Wait, Carnival? Yeah, Carnival 4. I was like, which number is this? So obviously from the look you guys saw, I'm sticking in this area here. I wanted to play with a lot of greens today. Just because it's a color that I tend to not play with very often. So that's what we doing. Right, I'm just gonna pop my headband on just to like keep my hairs out the motherfucking way. Alright guys, so obviously I'm doing this look start to finish with you guys. I'm starting with my brows like I always do. This is my Pink Honey, Lord. It's my Pink Honey Glue in the strawberry sherbet. What do you call it, a flavor? I don't really know what you guys call it, what you call it. But this is actually like one of my favorite brow products. I've been using it for a little bit over a year now, I'm gonna say, to be completely honest. I obviously was not filming any YouTube videos over the last year. If you guys saw my last video, you know why. So yeah, so then I stopped using it temporarily because I started using the ABH one, because the ABH one doesn't require water and this one does. And I was like, oh, you know, it'll probably be a little bit more convenient to not have to always dip my spoolies in water, yada yada. Then I like ran out of my ABH one and purposely didn't go purchase a new one because I was like, I want to go back to Pink Honey, and I should have really been using them simultaneously, you know, but I wasn't because I don't be thinking. But yeah, so I went back to the Pink Honey and I just realized I like it so much more. Like, water be damned, who the hell cares? It just has a much stronger hold. Like, you guys see, it's just like, the brows are just, they're there. You know? They're definitely not making that sound, so I'm not entirely sure why I'm making that sound when I do, but you know what I'm saying? They're there. Okay? Should I zoom you guys in? Whatever, let me zoom you in. Alright, so we're not obnoxiously close, but we're close enough. You know? Alright, I'm gonna get started with my eye base. As always, I'm using my trusty P. Louise base. I bring my bases all the way up to my brow bone, and I also use it to like trace out my brow shape because I'm gonna do my brows afterwards. It just works best for me, you know. But yeah, I try to do both eyes at the same time so that if I find that I've made any mistakes or anything that I don't like, I can like do it at like sort of like in real time. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's easier to just do them together than to try to like mimic, you know, what you did on the other eye. So, you know what's so funny though, guys, honestly? Pretty sure in my last video I said I wasn't doing any more tutorials. And And I want to be let me clarify. I didn't actually mean I would not be doing any more tutorials at all. It was sort of just like they weren't going to be like strict, specific, creative eye look tutorials. That's basically what I meant. Not like I won't do any makeup with you guys anymore, because it's obviously not what I meant at all. That's exactly what I was doing in that last video. But it's sort of like, oh, I'm not going to teach you like this is how I cut my crease. This is how I like, you know, I don't enjoy those videos as much. I really just like enjoy talking to you guys and, you know, sort of shooting the shit. So that is what I meant. I wanted to clarify that, because it's like somebody's probably gonna be here like, sis, you definitely said 1 video ago that your ass was not gonna be doing toots, and here you are doing a tutorial. Make it make sense. So yeah, clarification is important. I'm just buffing this out. Alright, so now I'm going in with one of the crisp finish paints by Louise. This is the shade Sweet and Sour. It's like a really beautiful green. And I'm going to just start with this as a base on my eyes, just to sort of make sure that that green is like really rich. Because that's sort of the look that I'm going for here. So, and I'm keeping it mostly out here in a rounded like shape. Sometimes I have like way too much, so I have to like pull it off and like wipe off my brush. I have this like nasty little, I'm not gonna show it to you guys. I'm not, because it's time for this towel to go in the wash, because it's full of eyeshadow, but I haven't done it yet, so I'm just not gonna show you what it looks like. But yeah, I just find a clean spot on it and I take it off the brush, and then I go back in and I just sort of buff out the edges, and then repeat on the other side. So like, also, this is what I meant when I said like I like to do both eyes sort of at the same time, because like I would never, if this whole eye was done, I would never remember how far out I pulled that green, just once all the other shadows are like layered on top of it. So obviously I've done it before. I've done like one eye off camera, one eye on, but like I have just found like it just, I don't like it, you know? Alright, so I'm taking this deep green right here. This shade is called Antidote, and that's, I'm gonna pop this on top of this green base. It's just gonna stick better. It's gonna be deeper. It's like, you know, you guys will see. And I love to like pack my colors first. You get a lot of deeper payoff that way. A lot more color payoff that way. I'm sorry, that's what I meant to say. I just love how like rich that looks, you know? Like, oh, it looks so good. You'd be like, okay, I'm done, bye. Like, so I'll probably end up coming back in and really grabbing that green again and like pulling it out. But I try never to like do too much, you know, you can't undo once you've done it. So I try not to go too ham. So I'm literally like, you're just seeing me like I'm buffing out my the outer I'm buffing out the outer edges just to get it sort of ready for the next shade that's gonna go there, so just that it blends better, but I'm not over blending it right away, just because I want the option to be able to pull it all out, you know? I'm feeling like I want to use, I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. We've got this shade Ash. And we also have Clover. I feel like Clover is too similar, so we're gonna go in. With this shade right here. It's called Ash. Same brush. I just took off the green that was on there a second ago. So just going to go ahead and like pat this in the outer. You know what? I'm lying. I'm switching brushes. No me gusta. Yeah. So I'm just like blending this out, but I try to do it with no extra product on the brush. So I use that little trowel that I have on the side to sort of get rid of it and go back in So I actually am gonna go into this shade Sable over here. And I'm actually gonna pop it in between that Antidote and Ash shade using that same brush. I think this is a more, no, it's a MAC 217. Y'all, I was about to lie. And literally in between those two colors, I'm gonna just pop this bad boy, just because I felt like there just needed to just sort of be like a little bit cleaner of a transition, and not like two such drastic colors. Like, I'm talking very subtle though, guys. Like, literally just popping it right in there, and that's it. Alright, so next I'm taking this shade, oh, where is it? Moss, this one right here. Just because I want to make it a little bit brighter, a little bit more fun. And I'm taking my Zoeva 227. Guys, I don't know if anybody's ever told y'all before, but if you don't have a Zoeva 227 brush, get one. It is seriously my favorite blending brush on the face of the planet. Seriously, I've never used a brush like it. The shape is like so perfect. It's like tapered at the bottom and it fans out at the top, but it's not too much, it's not too loose, it's not too dense. It's like literally the perfect blending brush, and I love it, especially in my outer corner and like in here, like where my brow is, where you know, like sometimes you do your shadow, or you'll see someone who's done their shadow, and like it's just, you can use a little bit more blending. This, you ain't got that problem, alright sis? Okay, you ain't got it. So literally, like, just look at that already, just doing its thing. I truly love this brush, like borderline obsessed. And I'm pulling this out. So what I'm also gonna do later, like you guys will see, or maybe I might edit it out, let's see. Once I do like my concealer, my foundation, like all that stuff, I'm gonna take this same shade, the small shade, and pull it out on top of that, so it's all just like super cohesive and super blended, and like the color really pulls out. It's just really fun, you know? Then I'm also just pulling it in the inner corner as well, sort of like almost down to my tear duct, which is not really a big deal in this case, only because the brush itself, like I said, is not very dense, so the color payoff is not going to be too heavy here, which is what we want. All right, and then using my same 227 clean, I'm going to pick up some more Ash and just lightly, like, I'm like delicately, like, you know, I hate to use this as an example, but you know, like fossil brushes, like the way they do that, like it's very similar. Not that I've ever done fossils, let me be clear, like sis, don't even, it's very similar, how do you know? But I think that if I was doing that, if I was a paleontologist, that's sort of what, you know, y'all know what I'm talking about. There we go. Okay. Such a vibe. So these are the 3 shimmer shades I'm considering using. I almost want to go with Grunge, which is this one, because it's not so green. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to go in first with my finger, and I'm just going to go ahead and pat right on my lid here. Now I'm just taking a brush and just going in my inner corner a little bit, just to get those spots that I can't really reach because of my nails. Using my MAC 227, if I can find it, yeah. I'm picking up a black shade, and right here I'm gonna just pat a little bit of that black. I like to go in with my blacks last, unless it's like a more black focused look, just so that it doesn't overpower the shadow, you know, like it doesn't take over the look. Just like that. Just sort of just blend it a little bit with this Grunge shade. Then I'm gonna literally clean off my 227 or grab a new one. Honestly, I'm gonna clean this one because I don't feel like looking for a different one right now. So now on my MAC 217, I'm picking up a little bit of that Antidote shade again. And right where I put the black, I'm gonna pop Antidote on top of it so that the blend is not, so that it's blended and that it's not aggressive at all. Like, there's no lines of demarcation. You guys know the deal. And then again, like, you guys will see, like, when you're doing this, what you need more of. So now I'm picking up a little bit more black. Then I'll probably pick a little bit more green until I'm really happy, like, with what I'm looking at. Okay. So that's sort of where we're at now. Alright, so now I'm picking up one of my pigments from Peaches. This shade is Eden. I'm gonna, I hope you guys can see that well because I don't want to tip it too far and then everything falls out on the floor. Not a vibe. And without wetting anything, just because I have an open spot where my base is still tacky, I'm just gonna go ahead and pop that in the inner corner first. And then pulling it a little bit over grunge just so that it has a more seamless blend. I don't really know if this is gonna pick up on camera very well, but like, it's such a beautiful shade of green and I can see it on my end. I really just hope you guys can see it on yours. Like, it's hard for me to see in my monitor in front of me. So I don't know if you guys can really see it, but hopefully you can. Just really pulling that in. And then from the palette, I'm taking this shade Silvery. It is a silvery shade, literally true to its name, but it has a hint of green in it as well. So right over it. Like, this is going to my tear duct here. Okay. Okay. So now we're going to do the under eye. And I need my base again, because I like to put base down there too. Or you can use your concealer, whatever is a little bit more comfortable for you. Using your base, you have to blend it out a little bit more, obviously, because it's not the right color for your skin. So I'm just literally popping that on. Alright, now I'm taking a gel liner, like a pot liner. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills one. And I'm picking it up on a pencil brush. I'm just going to tuck my eye down a little bit because I don't want to poke myself in the eye here. And right through my lash line, I'm popping this black. And I'm not pulling it all the way into the inner corner because obviously I have that silvery shade from the palette there. Like, you don't really want any like skin showing or anything like that. You really want to like deepen the look there. Now I'm picking up Mystic on that same brush. And I'm literally going to go over it. Now, you want to blend this, but you don't want to like, because then you're going to end up with raccoon eyes. So I always start, like I said in the beginning, by patting my shadows in. Alright, and then I'm going to use a clean brush to blend it. This is a Morphe 508. Oh, sorry, there's something in my eye. Just for reference. Literally have not added any new product to this brush at all. I'm blending what's already on my eye. Now I'm using that same M508 and I'm picking up that first shade that we used in the palette, Antidote, that green one. And I'm gonna go right underneath the black here and blend. And then you wanna make sure that you pull it all the way into the corner just so that the shades meet each other. Alright, now I'm taking a, this is a Sigma, I think it's E86. It's like one of these brushes. A lot of companies make them, guys. And I'm picking up the shade Ash and going literally almost entirely over Antidote. Alright, we're gonna move on to face, you know. We are gonna add that moss. I was gonna say mood. We're gonna add that moss shade, but we're gonna do that afterwards once we have our lashes on and everything like that, and once we have our concealer on and things, just to sort of, you know. So next I'm going in with my concealer. I use the Born This Way multi-use sculpting concealer from Too Faced. It is literally like my ride or die these days. Not even gonna lie to y'all, not even trying to use anything else, like not even trying to try anything else as of late. And I know y'all see those hacks on TikTok where they're like, oh, you just do here and here and that lifts your face. Like, that's beautiful for like lighter makeup, but your girl loves full glam, especially for this holiday season. We're going full glam at these parties, you know, now that the panorama is slowly coming to a close. And I like to make sure I'm heavily concealed. So I like to actually let my concealer sit for a second. So that's what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to blend it out. But it makes no sense for you guys to sit here with me for like 2 minutes in silence. So be back. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and blend this out. Like, just the longer you let your concealer sit, the more it settles into the skin. So you get fuller coverage. I'm sure anyone who's ever seen a Jackie Aina video knows that. That's how I learned that a few years ago. So I like to actually buff out the outer portion first and then go inward rather than go in and pull out. And the reason I like to do that is because I want the bulk of my concealer to stay underneath my eyes, just because that's where I want maximum payoff. Because obviously the rest is going to be blended out with foundation, but like here in the middle is sort of where that concealer, like your eyes are only going to get concealer here. And also by not putting foundation here, there's less product, so less oil buildup, less breakdown, less creasing, etc, etc, you know? So as far as foundation goes, I also use the Born This Way, but I use the matte one. I like the natural finish as well, but I love the matte just like for long wear. The natural finish is great, but for like, you know, events and work and things like that, like I just find that the matte just sticks around a lot longer and I get less what's the word I'm looking for? I get less oil buildup. There we go. That's what I'm trying to say. So I've actually enjoyed not contouring these days and just bronzing. So that's what you guys are going to see me do today. But first, I'm going to add another concealer. I'm going to go a little bit brighter. This is like way too light for me, but just adding a little really just brightens the under eye and brings attention to the center of my face. And this concealer, I literally don't let go far. Like, it just sits right in my inner eye corner. Right, so I'm just going to set, you guys know the deal. So my first layer of powder, I like to literally push it all right in, especially for full glam. And then for like extra security, I bake. So once that's sort of all pushed in, I like, you know, you guys don't have to do this. This is just my own personal preference. I like to go back in and bake a little bit. Literally suck all the moisture out of my skin. A dermatologist will probably tell me it's so not good for me. So now I'm just going to go ahead and add some bronzer. This is my Morphe bronzer. And then I like to take a little bit of bronzer as well and go right down the bridge of my nose, like in between where I sat the setting powder. And then I just take literally the excess and brush it in between the bridge of my nose, like the top of my nose, I'm sorry, and then my brows. Like I literally just, you know, just so that it has a more natural look to it and it's not like, oh, look at those two random lines like going down my nose. And then I don't leave this powder here for long, but I do like to go ahead and clean this up down here with a little bit of powder. And I literally bring it right, like, so here's the corner of my lips. I bring it right above it. And then I'm pressing in my bake. And then anything that doesn't go, like, press into the skin, I'm gonna lightly dust away in just a second. Okay, and now is when I'm gonna jump back into my eyes really quick and just add those last shades that I was doing earlier. Adding a little bit more of that ash green that I may have lost in applying my concealer. And then taking Moss, that last light green shade that I had earlier. Like I said in the beginning, I'm going to go ahead and pull that out. And then I'm taking my time and slowly pulling it inward. As you can see here. And then I'm going to take that detail brush again and bringing it a little bit more inward. And I obviously am not going to use that massive brush just because, like I said earlier, you don't want the color going down. So, eyes are pretty much done. Well, obviously short of lashes and brows. But that's literally what I'm going to do now. So I'm going to fill in my brows. I use my Benefit Brow pencil. I know a lot of people use the Pink Honey and they get that feather brow effect and it just works for them. Unfortunately, I have fairly thin brows, and so as you can see here, I have a lot of sparse areas, and so that's why I just take my Benefit Brow and I just go ahead and fill it in. If I record all of it, we'll be here for at least till tomorrow. So I start by just following my hair stroke direction, and then like sometimes I'll have to go across to clean up like any eyeshadow base like that is sort of like looking like lingering, and if I don't like the way it looks, I'll literally just go across like I just did. So I'm going to go ahead, hop off camera. I'm going to do my other brow and pop on a lash really quick and be back to sort of finish the face with you guys so you guys see what the finished look looks like. So yeah, just give me a sec. Alright guys, so your girl is back. And obviously I took my headband off, straightened my hair just a little bit, just to sort of like give this look a complete, like, you know, so it feels a little bit more complete. Anyway, I'm popping on some blush, y'all. This is my blush trio from Anastasia Beverly Hills. Literally, these are the 3 shades. The trio is called Cocktail Party, and right now I'm focusing on these 2 shades and then picking up a little bit of that last one. I always put a little bit on my nose. And I pull it a little bit above my brow. The only reason I like to do this, I love to give my face some color, like it looks more natural. Well, natural, you guys know what I mean. Like your face having color is more natural is basically what I'm trying to say. So right now I feel like it's picking up as if I have like a massive amount of blush on camera. I don't. It doesn't really look like that in color. In color, wow, in person, as if the camera's black and white. It's giving me highlight like I need it. So this is my highlighter from Be Perfect Cosmetics. You can see like it's almost like wet, like iridescent kind of. I love this highlighter so much. It's literally my favorite one. I'm sure I'm gonna hit pan soon, and then I'm gonna cry and order like 20 more. So I like to just pop that, and obviously it's like this one is a little bit more like my blush color, like in that family. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the other color, which is Soft Silk. It's like this more like golden color. I'm gonna pop it right on top, just because for some reason I don't like Soft Silk alone, but obviously doesn't work entirely on its own with the shades that are on my eyes. Then I'm gonna just take my blush brush and pop so it's not so like in your face, a little bit more subtle, and then it's onto the lips. So this is my Urban Decay lip pencil. The shade is Liar. And then the lipstick I'm using today is the Supreme Velvet Liquid Lipstick from Be Perfect in the shade I'ma Get It. There's a lot of Be Perfect that goes on my face, guys. It's definitely one of my favorite brands. I'm manifesting it now. They're gonna work with me one day. Don't say I didn't warn you. I don't know if it's gonna be a takeover. I don't know if it's gonna be a collab, a palette, lip. I don't know. But I'm literally putting it out there. I'm manifesting it right now that one day I'm gonna work with Be Perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and zoom you guys out. Alright guys, so this is a finished look. I hope you guys love it, because I do. Like seriously, there's something about green like on the eyes. It's so beautiful. I'm sure a lot of people probably try to stay away from it, but I'm literally obsessed. Like I would definitely rock this to every holiday party I was going to this season, every single freaking event, every dinner, every anything, like, you know, as long as it obviously matches the fit. But this is definitely like a look that I'm gonna repeat. I'm so obsessed with it. I truly love it. I hope you guys love it. But yeah, I hope you guys kill it all holiday season. Like y'all, I might wear this to the Thanksgiving dinner table. I'm filming this before Thanksgiving. You guys will probably see it after. Actually, I know you'll see it after, but I literally might rock this for the Thanksgiving table. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm just saying. But yeah. Alright guys, I'm gonna go ahead and head out. It's a pleasure as always. I love you guys so much. And I will obviously see you guys in my next video in 1 week from now. Make sure you click the bell so you guys get notified. And if you guys have not already, I don't know what you are waiting for. Subscribe. Just do it. You know? Bye guys.